Hey guys, good morning. So I have the date here, Wednesday, March 18th. Hopefully, if you already have your packet, you could go ahead and start on your work today. If you don't have your packet, then you want to make sure you come by the school today. We are here till 6 p.m. And if you don't come by today, then the packets will begin to be delivered. So make sure that you come pick it up. I've got a list here of materials that you might need. So pencil, math notebook, you want to make sure to have that. If you don't have your math notebook, you could also do it on a separate sheet of paper, totally fine. Let's see, information that I have for you. There's a meal pickup at the school, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every weekday. That would not include Saturday and Sunday, but every other day it would. And then if you need the meals delivered, you want to make sure that you call the school so that we are aware that you need your meals delivered. Some of you have already been by yesterday, and maybe you'll come by today, and you could also leave that information with us. So if you already have left that information with us, then we've got you covered and your meals will be delivered. So I already said that before. Picking up work, make sure you come by today. Today's the last day to pick up your work. Then it will be delivered on Thursday and Friday. I left off Friday on this last note, so make sure that you are aware of all of that. I have some information here on iReady Math. So these are just the people that have passed all of their lessons last week. I'm going to continue doing this, although I know some of you may not have a laptop or a tablet that you can use at home. All right, so I've got William's homeroom over here on the left, Duncan in the middle, my homeroom on the right. So actually, William's class, you did really well this past week, and you actually have the most people that have passed all of their lessons. So I'm very proud of you guys. Make sure that you keep up with your iReady. If you do have access to a tablet or a laptop and internet, try to get your 45 minutes in and make sure you're trying to pass those lessons. I'm going to go ahead and start with our goal for today. So our goal is I can name the parts of a coordinate plane. So pretty much name and label the parts on a coordinate plane. In the directions for today, or I guess in your schedule that we sent home, I ask you guys to tear off the first two strips of your packet. So the first two strips, this is the first strip, looks just like that. And then the second strip, or the second little sheet of paper, looks like this. So you want to make sure you have both of those things. So your first task is really just to label them. So I'm going to kind of make my screen a little smaller so that you guys can see the whole thing. And because I'm going to write on this as well, I don't really need the words because I should know what everything means. So I'm going to start labeling it with my pen. You see the lines going back and forth. That just means the pen is loading. So I hope that it works. All right, so the whole thing is what I would call a coordinate plane. And you can label it with me, or if you want to, you can label it on your own. You can pause the video and label it and then come back. That's totally fine. Vertical number line. So we see here it starts at 0 and it goes up. I'm pointing at the screen, but you can't see that. Let me draw. Okay, so this thing right here, this would be the x-axis. So we want to label it as such. So I'm going to go in with my pen. Oh, can't do that. Okay. All right, so this is the x-axis. All right, guys, sorry about that. So I had to pause and kind of look back at my notes because I totally forgot if that was the y-axis or the x-axis, and you can see right there at the top that it has a y, so it is the y-axis. So sorry for that, and you're going to have to forgive all of my mistakes and errors that I make in this video because I really don't have time to edit it. I have to be in the cafeteria at 10 and it is 9:38. So I'm just going to rush through this and explain everything to you guys. And again, I apologize. But anyway, you can see up there at the top that it has the Y. So this is the Y axis in case you ever forget. They should be labeled most of the time. And that'll help you keep it straight. So I should have looked at that before I said anything. That is the y-axis. And then over here at the bottom is the x-axis. So I'm going to label that. And again, you can see that it has an x over here. right here. So that is telling of what axis that is. So my whole thing is my coordinate plane. That line, the vertical line is the y-axis. The horizontal number line there is the x-axis. And then where both of them meet is called the origin. And let's see, number 5. A dot on the coordinate plane, that is just called a point. That looks like paint. It's supposed to be point. And then pair of numbers that describe a location of a point in the coordinate plane. The pair of numbers would be called an ordered pair. So that's the missing word there. Sorry if you can't read my handwriting. All right, so that's number 6. Number 7 tells the distance from the origin along the x-axis. That would be the x-coordinate. So that means that we started at the origin. So we started at the origin and we went 7 to the right. That's the distance, right? We went 7 to the right. So that would be my x-coordinate. Let me go back and write in my last set of notes, which would be right here. That would be my y-coordinate. And you can see there that it says it tells the distance from the origin along the y-axis. So that means that we went up 11. So up 11. But really we go in this order. So let me show you how it should really look. All right. Go in with this. So this means we went 7 to the right and 11 up. That's what that point means. I'm going to erase all of this. So the only thing I want you to do today is really to label your points on the strip of paper that I gave you or little sheet of paper that I gave you. And then I want you to study those words and make sure you know what they mean. So again, this whole thing is the coordinate plane. So all of the whole grid is the coordinate plane. The y-axis is the vertical number line. So it starts at 0 and ends on 16 in this specific coordinate plane, but some coordinate planes are larger than this. And then the y-axis is the whole number line that's going vertically. The x-axis is the whole number line that's going horizontally. And then the origin is where both of them meet. So that would be 0, 0. That would be the location. And then we've got number 5, which is a point. A point is just something that you place on the coordinate plane, and we'll work with that a little bit more tomorrow. Number 6 is an ordered pair, so a pair of numbers that describes the location of a point in the coordinate plane. Inside of the ordered pair, you have the first number, which is the x-coordinate, and you have the second number, which is the y-coordinate. And like I told you guys before, that just tells you how far away you're going from the 0. So the x-coordinate tells you how far away you're going horizontally, and the y, or really the the x coordinate tells you how far away you are going horizontally from the origin, and then the y coordinate tells you how far up you're going to go on the coordinate plane. So I'm just looking at that. I'm going to leave this here, and you can pause your screen and you can kind of study like, okay, number 1 is what's that word, right? What's that missing word? Number 2, what's that missing word? And then you can just kind of pause it and study on your own. So I'll leave that up for a little bit. Okay, so I've left this last page just blank so I can work some problems out or leave some important notes for the Ready Math packet. So you want to make sure that you have that somewhere and you can go ahead and get it out so I can give you some notes on that.